Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is MarkZ, and today, we're diving into some crucial updates and intel regarding the Iraqi dinar and the latest developments surrounding its potential revaluation. I know many of you have been eagerly waiting for more news about the exchange rate and how things are progressing in Iraq, especially after the most recent reports. So, let's break everything down and analyze the situation in detail. Lately, there has been significant speculation about the potential appreciation of the Iraqi dinar, with sources such as Firefly and Mr. CI suggesting that the currency might initially emerge at a rate between $3.50 and $3.80. However, there's an important caveat. The general belief is that the dinar might be subject to a managed float, which could result in a steady increase of around 10% per day. Another perspective comes from Thinking Out Loud and Mr. Sami, who believe that while the dinar could rise, it may not exceed the $4 mark before stabilizing. Of course, this remains speculative, and even Mr. Sami acknowledges that his projections could be entirely incorrect, but there is a collective intuition that suggests otherwise. This sense of anticipation is largely fueled by behind-the-scenes discussions, where figures such as Mr. Sami have reportedly attended confidential meetings that are not accessible to the public. Based on the information gathered, there appears to be substantial movement regarding the potential revaluation of the dinar. The reason why individuals like Mr. SEI are optimistic about a significant adjustment in the exchange rate is tied to Iraq's economic trajectory and long-term financial strategies. This isn't mere speculation. There is a logical basis for considering the possibility of the dinar being valued at $3 or higher. Historically, the dinar was once worth approximately $3.22, and given Iraq's economic ambitions, it makes sense that policymakers may be aiming to restore or even surpass that value. For those looking for encouraging signs, this could be the silver lining. Additionally, an update from Intel Group Bruce VII suggests that rates have already appeared on the screens, though they are fluctuating rapidly, which could indicate significant volatility in the foreign exchange market. This rapid movement is something that investors and traders should keep an eye on as the situation continues to evolve. At the same time, warnings from sources like MarkZ via the PDK Foundations urge caution regarding Iraq's banking system. Specifically, concerns have been raised about the risks associated with parallel banking systems and the shadow economy. For those unfamiliar with these concepts, a parallel banking system refers to unofficial financial networks that operate outside the formal banking sector, while the shadow economy involves economic activities that take place beyond the reach of governmental oversight. Another pressing question on many minds is what could happen if the United States decides to halt the supply of U.S. dollars to Iraq. According to Intel Group reports, should this occur, Iraq would likely be forced to expedite its transition toward its new currency system. However, rather than being seen as a crisis, this shift could be part of a broader economic reform plan that Iraq has been developing in collaboration with the United States. The reduction in U.S. dollar availability might actually strengthen the dinar in the long run, particularly if Iraq implements internal economic reforms that support a stronger national currency. Some analysts even predict that this could result in the dinar surpassing the $1 mark as part of an in-country revaluation process. While there is no certainty regarding the exact timeline for these changes, many believe that this progression is inevitable and that the Central Bank of Iraq (CBI) will eventually implement the necessary measures to facilitate this transformation. On the subject of Iraq's banking system, there have been some major updates, particularly concerning the CBI's recent directives. One of the most noteworthy developments is that the Central Bank of Iraq has set a deadline for banks to settle their electronic payments by June. However, there is a key stipulation: banks must maintain accounts with institutions that have direct affiliations with major U.S. financial entities such as J.P. Morgan. Non-compliance could lead to serious consequences, potentially reshaping Iraq's financial landscape. This shift could force Iraqi financial institutions to establish stronger ties with international banks, which may impact local banking operations. For instance, electronic payment companies functioning in Iraq might be compelled to open accounts with global financial giants like J.P. Morgan and Citibank, which could limit their interactions with domestic banks. Financial experts such as Mustafa Foros have weighed in on the matter, arguing that if this policy is fully enforced, it could significantly constrain Iraqi electronic payment companies' ability to engage with local financial institutions. Instead, they may have no alternative but to conduct business with banks based in Jordan or the Gulf region, which currently dominate Iraq's currency auction market. The potential consequences of this decision on Iraq's banking sector are profound, leading some experts, including hosts, to call on the CBI to reassess its regulatory approach. There is an ongoing debate about the need to bolster Iraq's domestic banking system so that it can effectively adapt to these upcoming changes. Ultimately, while these reforms could position Iraq's financial sector for future growth, they also require careful execution to ensure stability. As of now, the Central Bank of Iraq has neither confirmed nor denied the validity of these reports, leaving many to speculate on how this situation will ultimately unfold. This is an issue that deserves close monitoring, as it could directly impact currency exchange operations and payment systems within Iraq. Now, shifting the focus to what all of this means for you, the viewers. If you have been following developments surrounding the Iraqi dinar for some time, you are likely aware of the fluctuations and uncertainties that have defined its trajectory. However, at this stage, various pieces of the puzzle appear to be aligning, which could indicate an exciting period ahead for those invested in the dinar. Whether the exchange rate reaches $3, $4, or somewhere in between, the potential for an increase remains a real possibility. Iraq is undergoing a transformation aimed at modernizing its financial and economic infrastructure, and while such shifts can be complex and challenging, they ultimately pave the way for greater stability. The key question now is how soon these anticipated changes will take effect. Importantly, this discussion is not solely about exchange rates. It extends to Iraq's broader economic outlook and how the country integrates into the global financial system. Iraq is actively working to reduce its dependence on the US dollar and cultivate a more self-sufficient economy, which presents an exciting opportunity for both observers and investors. The future of the dinar appears promising, and we may be approaching a pivotal moment in its revaluation journey. In summary, there is a great deal to consider, and the situation is evolving rapidly. However, based on the information available so far, it is evident that the Iraqi dinar has the potential to appreciate significantly in the near future. Whether its value ultimately stabilizes at $3.50, $4, or another figure, those following this development are part of a historic financial transformation. If you have found this update insightful, be sure to stay tuned for more as we continue to track these unfolding events. Don't forget